Hey everybody, how's it going? Hope you're doing okay in your part of the world today. So this is going to be a video from watchmojo, and I'm a huge history buff, and they came out with a video titled Top 10 Most Ruthless Betrayals in History. So let's get to it, Sean Scribers.
The plot is on. For Peggy, Benedict, and the revolution itself, the stakes could not have been higher.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 most ruthless betrayals in all of history.
Most politicians wouldn't want to be associated so openly with a political assassination. But fascism is built on violence. It had come to power on violence.
For this list, we'll be looking at the most notorious and consequential backstabs in world history. Have you ever been betrayed by someone? Let us know in the comments. Number 10, John Walker.
John Walker came here and placed a package containing classified Navy information at the base of this utility pole.
On the surface, John Anthony Walker seemed like an honorable person. He worked his way up the U.S. Navy ranks and retired in 1976 to become a private investigator. But it was his ex-wife who blew the lid on his sinister operations. In 1967, after falling into serious money troubles, Walker started selling classified information to the Soviet Union.
There was one day during the winter of 1968 when John Walker, communications watch officer at Comsublant Norfolk, decided to commit treason.
When he left the Navy, he recruited others into the spy ring, including his own brother and son. The details he provided to the USSR were very damaging. Essentially, they could track U.S. ships across the globe. In 1985, Walker reached a plea deal with investigators and was given a life sentence. He passed away in prison in 2014.
The damage he caused the United States is so great that experts on Soviet intelligence say if war had broken out in the 1970s, the Kremlin would have won.
Number 9, La Malinche. In the 1500s, Spain invaded Mesoamerica and conquered the Aztec Empire. Many factors contributed to the success of this conquest, but chief among them was an Aztec woman named La Malinche. Once an enslaved woman gifted to the Spanish conquistador Hernán Cortés, Malinche used her ability to speak multiple languages to her advantage.
Despite her talents with language, Malinche did not leave any records in her own voice. What we know about her is pieced together by the stories, interpretations, and opinions of others.
She soon turned on her own people, becoming an interpreter for Cortés and providing him with vital information from the surrounding areas. This helped the Spaniards avert incoming attacks and wipe out the communities that dared oppose them. Today, Malinche has a mixed reputation, and the term Malinchista, used to refer to people who prefer foreign cultures to theirs, was derived from her name. Number 8, Guy Fawkes.
We're just supposed to roll 36 barrels of gunpowder down the Thames, sneak it into this rented cellar, wait for Parliament to open, then I creep back in, light the fuse, run away and blow up the king, and all without getting caught?
Yes.
Okay.
In the UK, November 5th is celebrated with fireworks and bonfires as Guy Fawkes.
Remember,
The reason for this stems from the infamous gunpowder plot of 1605. Of which Fawkes was an instrumental conspirator. At the time, Catholics were persecuted in England by the Protestant king, James I. In response, Fawkes and his group of Catholic dissidents decided to blow up Parliament to eliminate the king.
It hasn't taken me long to work out that this letter is a warning
that
Parliament is about to be blown.
I had to Google it.
How mind-bogglingly clever, Your Majesty. I would never have spotted that in a million years.
Instead, one mysterious member of Fawkes's group sent a letter to their friend, Lord Monteagle, cautioning him away from the building on the 5th. The anonymous letter was shown to the authorities, who arrested Fawkes in the cellars of the Parliament building. In 1606, the infamous traitor was executed for his treasonous actions.
I've witnessed firsthand the power of ideas. I've seen people kill in the name of them.
Number 7, Ephialtes of Trachis.
There is such a route, good king. Just past that western ridge.
Looking to expand his empire in 480 BCE, King Xerxes marched into Greece with a Persian army reportedly up to 4 million strong. However, their smooth entry was blocked at Thermopylae, where the smaller allied Greek forces led by Leonidas had occupied the narrow passageway. The Persians struggled within this tight space until they were able to bypass it, using a trail called the Anopeia Path. The information about this trail came from Ephialtes of Trachis, who decided to backstab his country in exchange for a reward.
Despite your insufferable arrogance, the God King has come to admire Spartan valor. and fighting skill. You will make a mighty ally.
You Leonidas!
This betrayal allowed the invaders to attack the Greeks from behind and ultimately win the battle. Despite their victory, the Persian army still suffered massive losses at Thermopylae.
I know a secret path to these mountains. What secret path? An old goat track. It comes down on the other side of Thermopylae.
Number 6. Mir Jafar. The British colonization of India certainly wasn't an easy task. For one, they were a smaller nation going up against a much more populated country. But with the help of Mir Jafar, the Brits were all but assured an easy victory. Jafar was a commander under the Nawab of Bengal, Siraj Ad-Dawla, who was desperate for power. As the Bengal army fought the British in the Battle of Plassey in 1757, they were poised to win. After all, they had an army of around 50,000 to Britain's 3,000. However, Jafar secretly made a deal with the Brits and held his army back, allowing them to succeed. Jafar then became the new Nawab of Bengal under the direction of the British. Number 5. Wang Jingwei.
Japan welcomes His Excellency Wang Jingwei, puppet president from Nanking. This first state visit signals new cooperation between Japan and the puppet Chinese state.
Following his release from prison after the 1911 Wuchang Uprising, Wang Jingwei was a beloved political figure in China. He joined the Kuomintang Party, which was led by Sun Yat-sen, and eventually became a senior official in the party. In 1925, Sun passed away, leaving his lieutenant, Chiang Kai-shek, and Wang to battle over its leadership. After losing to Chiang, Wang later got in bed with the Japanese Empire and agreed to a secret deal with them. As Japan took control of certain areas of China in 1940, Wang was installed as a puppet president and remained at odds with his former party under the leadership of Chiang. Wang died in Japan in 1944 and is now mostly known as a traitor. Number 4. Benedict Arnold.
Yep.
Before them are captured documents that reveal the most notorious act of treason in American history. A plot to sell out West Point in upstate New York.
Born in the British colony of Connecticut in 1741, Benedict Arnold joined the American Continental Army in 1775 and quickly rose up the ranks. During the Revolutionary War, Arnold served under and gained the trust of George Washington, who put him in charge of the military fortress at West Point, New York. However, in 1779, Arnold got married to Peggy Shippen, who came from a loyalist family. Shippen reportedly pushed him to turn on his own country and conspire with British Major John Andre to hand West Point to them.
Thousands will follow you. Thousands upon thousands of Americans.
Betray my country.
This plan was ultimately discovered when Andre was captured by a revolutionary militia. While the major was executed, Arnold escaped and joined the British Army, leading troops against his former compatriots.
I will ride into Philadelphia at the head of my American Legion, and I will capture.
Number 3. Vidkun Quisling.
This was one of the most amazing acts of treachery the world has ever known. It brought Major Quisling international fame.
You know you're the poster child for betrayal when your name becomes an accepted synonym for traitor in multiple languages. Vidkun Quisling served as a military officer, relief worker, and defense minister of Norway in the 1930s. He abruptly shifted toward fascism and founded the far-right political group the Nasjonal Samling in 1933. Struggling to gain any traction politically, Quisling met with Adolf Hitler in 1939 and encouraged Germany to invade Norway, which ultimately happened the next year. In 1942, Quisling was installed as a figurehead minister-president of Norway under the control of the Nazis. After the war ended in 1945, Quisling was held responsible for many deaths and executed for his actions. Number 2. Benito Mussolini. Over human history, several figures have risen to power on the back of socialism only to betray their ideals at the first opportunity. That was certainly the case for Benito Mussolini. After being kicked out of the Socialist Party for encouraging Italy to join World War I, Mussolini began his descent into creating the fascist movement. By 1922, he seized control over Italy and reigned as prime minister and later dictator. Mussolini then joined forces with Adolf Hitler, who shared political ideals, as World War II erupted. Although he temporarily lost power in 1943, he was restored by Germany in a puppet government. When the war ended, Mussolini and his mistress, Clara Petacci, attempted to flee, only to be caught by Italian communists and executed.
Their truck is stopped near Lake Como. Although he is disguised as a soldier, the most familiar face in Italy does not go unnoticed.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into Settings and switch on your notifications. Number 1. Marcus Junius Brutus. With the simple Shakespearean words of et tu, Brute, the betrayal of Marcus Junius Brutus in 44 BCE was immortalized.
Et tu, Brute. Then fall, Caesar.
After Julius Caesar took control of the Roman Republic and became a dictator, there were concerns in the Senate that he was consolidating too much power. Some in Caesar's inner circle, including Brutus, Decimus Junius Brutus Albinus, and Gaius Cassius Longius, hatched a plan to fatally turn on their ally. Over 60 prominent members of Roman society were involved in the plot. When Caesar arrived in the Senate on March 15th, he was stabbed 23 times by his own senators. The incident was meant to stabilize the Republic. Instead, it resulted in its eventual collapse in 27 BCE. Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.
Yeah, that was a pretty good list, but I would have figured the betrayal of Jesus Christ would have been on there. Just saying. But it's whatever. But yeah, I like history, U.S. and world history. Like this video if you like either of those things, and tell me what's your favorite moment in U.S. history or world history, if you have one. Well, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you so much for loving and supporting this channel. And thank you so much for watching this video, and be sure to subscribe to my channel by the subscribe button at the bottom, and don't forget to like and share this video. Also, comment below on a video you think I should react to next, and as always guys, take care and God bless everybody.